suffering and death, as the nation's top health officials are set to testify before the Senate from quarantine, and those 2 White House aides test positive for the virus. This as the president abruptly ends a press conference call to tout success on testing after a tense exchange with reporters.
And maybe that's a question you should ask China. Don't ask me, ask China that question, okay?
Children and COVID. Doctors identify the first known case linking coronavirus to Kawasaki disease. Cases now in at least 11 states. New York investigating 93. The new warning for parents and what parents need to know about masks and their kids. Dr. Ashton will break it all down.
Tension with Tesla. CEO Elon Musk defying stay-at-home orders, restarting his California factory. The tech giant escalating his showdown with local officials after threatening to move Tesla's operations outside of the state and saying if authorities arrest anyone, it should be him.
ABC News exclusive, one-on-one with Joe Biden. The Democratic candidate for president joins us live on President Trump's response to the pandemic, what he'd do differently, and how he plans to campaign through stay-at-home orders, only on GMA this morning.
Shooting outrage. A new prosecutor appointed in the Ahmaud Arbery case as a man who shot the video that led to the arrest of that father and son tells his story.
Blaming the victims, the new turn in the Kobe Bryant crash lawsuit. One of the pilot's relatives fighting back, saying the NBA legend, his daughter Gianna, and the 6 other victims should have known the risks of flying.
And Rise Up New York, the spectacular telethon raising millions for New Yorkers struggling with COVID-19. The powerful performances. From Billy Joel to Broadway's biggest stars, the kids singing their heart out in the city that never sleeps.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning, America. What a night. What a lovely way to wake up to hear that Rise Up, and creativity for a great cause. Michael, you were part of it.
I was a little part of it, George. It was amazing last night. The Robin Hood Relief Benefit raised $115 million to support New Yorkers impacted by COVID-19. And Robin, I got to say, there were so many show-stopping performances last night.
Oh, yes. I know you wanted to perform. I know you did your part. I know you wanted to say.
They helped holding back my talent, Robin, but I said, okay, that's fine.
I know this about you. But others stepped up, like Mariah Carey. She brought the house down in her own house. She did that, performing Make It Happen. We're going to have much more on all that coming up later, George.
We are looking forward to that, Robin. But we begin with the latest on the COVID crisis. The number of cases in the U.S. has now passed 1.3 million. More than 80,000 Americans have died from the virus. And Dr. Anthony Fauci will warn the Senate today that there will be more needless deaths if states open too quickly. Our senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega starts us off. Good morning, Cecilia.
George, good morning to you. Today, the administration's response to the pandemic will be center stage as Dr. Fauci testifies for the first time since the president declared a national emergency. Now, during his last testimony in early March, he said things will get worse. Today, he is expected to make another dire prediction. This morning, the nation's top infectious disease expert is expected to testify that reopening the country too soon could lead to needless suffering and death. Dr. Anthony Fauci telling the New York Times that his main message to the Senate's Health Committee will be about the dangers of attempting to reopen prematurely. And he says that could result in outbreaks throughout the country and, quote, set us back in our quest to return to normal. Fauci among the top health officials currently in quarantine after coming into contact with a White House staffer who tested positive. Their testimony today will now take place via video conference. At the White House, the fallout over the virus is spread, including to the president's valet. Part of a team who serves him food is now growing. Aides ordered to wear face masks.
I see everybody, just about everybody has a face mask on. They've learned about face masks, the good and the bad.
The edict sent by email requiring masks for everyone who enters the West Wing, unless they are sitting at their desk and properly socially distanced. The advisory also warning, unless you absolutely need to conduct in-person business in the West Wing, we respectfully ask you to avoid unnecessary visits. And at the president's Rose Garden press conference, many aides complying. from his son-in-law to his press secretary. President Trump, who did not wear a mask, says the order came directly from him.
Well, if they're a certain distance from me or if they're a certain distance from each other, they do. In the case of me, I'm not close to anybody.
But the president abruptly ended the event after a tense exchange with two female reporters after being asked why testing is a global competition to him.
They're losing their lives everywhere in the world, and maybe that's a question you should ask China. Don't ask me, ask China that question, okay? When you ask them that question, you may get a very unusual answer. Yes, behind you, please.
Sir, why are you saying that to me specifically?
I'm telling you, I'm not
China?
saying it specifically to anybody. I'm saying it to anybody that would ask a nasty question like that.
That's not a nasty
Please go
question.
ahead.
And then he refused to take a question from CNN.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And then it ended, and the president was repeatedly pressed about the disparity between all the testing available for AIDS at the White House and the lack of testing that still persists for so many American workers. And he continues to misrepresent the testing capacity, saying anyone who wants a test can get one. But the reality is there are tests available for symptomatic people, people who need contact tracing. But, George, that is very different than widespread testing being available for peace of mind for people who are trying to head back to work.
And Cecilia, that is likely to be one of the many flashpoints today at that key Senate hearing.
Exactly. Testing, we expect to come up a lot. This question about reopening the country and the politics behind it. It's going to be unlike anything we've ever seen before, George, especially this dire warning expected to come from Dr. Fauci. He's going to be testifying via video conference. Even the committee chair, Senator Lamar Alexander, is going to be via video, George, because he is also in quarantine now after an aide tested positive.
Remote virtual hearing. Cecilia Vega, thanks very much. Robin?
All right, George, now to new concerns this morning for the youngest patients. Doctors in California identifying what's believed to be the first known case linking COVID-19 to that rare inflammatory disease in children. Stephanie Ramos is at NYU Hospital in New York with much more on all this. Good morning, Stephanie.
Robin, good morning. Doctors are seeing more children with the new inflammatory syndrome daily, but they're also dealing with cases of Kawasaki disease. Doctors say both conditions can emerge when the body is exposed to a virus like COVID-19. This morning, cases of the rare pediatric syndrome linked to coronavirus now growing across the country. At least 11 states reporting children with the inflammatory syndrome, and New York now investigating 93 cases.
We're seeing that all over the world now with young children. Very, very tiny percentage, but it's the swelling and the skin rash. And we're looking at that very closely.
This, as we learn, a 6-month-old baby girl from the Bay Area in California is believed to be the first to contract the coronavirus and Kawasaki disease.
The rashes were also getting very big, and her hands and legs started kind of swelling.
Dr. Vina Jones treated the baby in March. Then she tested positive for COVID-19.
It did occur to us, is it possible that her Kawasaki disease was in some way related or possibly triggered by COVID-19.
This, as doctors warn, complications can arise after children have already developed COVID-19 antibodies, leading to the mysterious pediatric multi-system inflammatory syndrome.
We think the reason that this PMIS is developing is similar to Kawasaki in that it's a post-exposure inflammatory response.
And a new study looking at other cases of severe coronavirus in children, reporting that children with underlying conditions were most at risk for the illness. Doctors say because the inflammatory syndrome is still so new, it's difficult to identify the risk factors, and the features tend to overlap. Michael.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. We're joined now by ABC News Chief Medical Correspondent, Dr. Jennifer Ashton. And Doc, we just heard about a new study that's out on kids in COVID. What can you tell us about it?
Michael, this is a brand new study just out in JAMA Pediatrics. It's a small series looking at the ICU experience in the pediatric age group in North America, finding that 83% of children with COVID-19 admitted to an ICU did have pre-existing medical conditions, genetic abnormalities, or weakened immune system, obesity, putting them at higher risk 2 deaths among 48 children. An interesting finding from the authors of this study, Michael, and I quote, that severe illness is significant, but far less frequent than in adults. So they're still qualifying, still collecting data.
And doctor, do we have any idea what causes hyperinflammatory shock syndrome?
Not yet. We're still in the observation stage. In medicine, it is so important to say what we know, say what we don't know. Right now, this is still a situation of association, not yet cause and effect, but association and observation, the first steps in medicine. And we're still learning about this virus and how it affects different populations, different age groups every day.
All right, like I said, every day we're learning something new. We appreciate you giving it to us straight, Doc. Thank you so much. George?
Okay, Michael, thanks. We're going to turn now to Elon Musk. The CEO of Tesla is defying stay-at-home orders, daring authorities to arrest him by reopening his California factory. California Governor Gavin Newsom is now weighing in. Matt Gutman is near that plant in Sunnyvale, California, with the latest. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, George. And Governor Newsom has said that Tesla could start production as early as next week. Elon Musk said he wants it to start now. And so Tesla has actually begun to churn out new cars, arguably becoming the nation's biggest company to openly challenge a state's authority by starting production in defiance of public health orders.
This morning, Tesla, the largest manufacturing employer in California, brazenly defying the county's public health orders, saying it opened its doors on Monday after instituting some safety precautions. The company's Fremont plant has been shuttered since March 23rd. Now, rows of cars, delivery trucks, and workers seen at the company's plant showing the tech giant creaking back to production.
I'm happy to come back to work. I think we're very well prepared.
The opening comes after a days-long standoff with local leaders, with billionaire CEO Elon Musk filing a federal lawsuit against Alameda County, alleging it's violating constitutional civil liberties. Musk even threatening to move Tesla's giant operations to another state.
I want to make sure that we can do it, like I said, in a safe, methodical way.
And tensions still running high on Monday as Musk tweeted, "If anyone is arrested, I ask that it only be me." Hours later, Governor Gavin Newsom trying to defuse the situation.
I have great expectations that we can work through at the county level the issue with this particular county and this company in the next number of days.
Of course, California is one of 45 states nationwide starting to ease restrictions, but many of these states have not yet met the White House's guidelines to see a 14-day decline in cases before they start easing restrictions. That's because for many of these states, that would be weeks, even months away, leading to the kinds of confrontations we've seen here between business and government. Michael.
Could be the start of something. All right, Matt, thank you so much. Now, to the family of a 31-year-old new mother demanding answers after she died from coronavirus days after giving birth. Alex Perez has the latest.
In Chicago, where Black and Latino communities are disproportionately impacted by the coronavirus crisis, a heartbroken family demanding answers after the death of 31-year-old Unique Clay.
My sister is not here. And it hurts. It's just like, it's heartbreaking.
Clay, a postal worker and mother of 3, gave birth to her youngest daughter on April 30th. 2 days later, after she was released from the hospital, she died from coronavirus. Doctors discharged her, even though her family says she tested positive for COVID-19 childbirth.
She was getting worse and worse, so the virus was gaining control over her.
Clay's family says she had asthma. Her loved ones believe she never should have been sent home with a newborn baby to fight the virus on her own.
The doctor that delivered the baby, I want to know if he would have sent his daughter home if she tested positive. They just dropped the ball.
According to government data, so far, where race is known, African Americans make up about 33% of COVID deaths in Illinois, 50% of deaths in Georgia, and 30% in New York City. Clay is believed to be the first letter carrier in Chicago to die from the virus. Her coworkers and loved ones holding a socially distanced memorial to honor her Saturday. And family members say her newborn baby girl is doing okay. The hospital here extended their condolences to the family, but declined to comment on any specifics because of patient privacy laws. Robin?
So incredibly sad. Okay, Alex, thank you. Now to the growing outrage in the case of Ahmaud Arbery, the young unarmed black man shot, killed in Georgia. A new prosecutor has been assigned to the case. Steve Osunsami is in Atlanta with the latest. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning to you. State investigators who've taken over this case have all but promised there would be more arrests. And we are hearing for the first time from the person who recorded that video that we've all seen. This witness tells us that he is cooperating with investigators and will continue to do so. We are hearing this morning from the neighbor of the two accused murderers who worked at a local hardware store, who recorded this cell phone video that shows the last jog and the last breath of 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery, a former athlete.
Yeah, I wish I hadn't have been there, but once again, if I hadn't have been there, there wouldn't have been no video.
William Roddy Bryant wouldn't say why he was recording, but says he willingly turned his phone over to investigators.
If the video wasn't there, I don't think there would be an outcome that anybody would be satisfied with. But I'm not proud that I shot the video, but maybe it helps in the end.
Travis McMichael and his father Gregory, a former police officer, have been charged with murder. They told police they were trying to make a citizen's arrest and believed that the unarmed young black man was connected to possible break-ins around their neighborhood in South Georgia. He was killed after being seen here, walking through a construction site during his jog where he left empty-handed.
There's tons of regrets, yes. Can I sit here and tell you what they all are? No. I regret, that family lost a loved one. I just, that's just not something that should have happened.
After more than 2 months of delays and conflicts of interest with local prosecutors, the state has now appointed District Attorney Joyette Holmes from the other side of the state to lead the investigation. Bryant says he considers himself a witness in this investigation and says that he willingly sat down with investigators on Monday for 5 hours. George.
Okay, Steve, thanks very much. We're going to turn now to baseball. The major leagues may be coming back this summer. Owners have reportedly given the go-ahead for starting a shortened season around the 4th of July, but without fans. Spring training could start as early as June, and officials are set to present that plan to the Players Union today. Some players already raising questions. We are following a lot of other headlines this morning, including coming up my exclusive interview with former Vice President Joe Biden. Democratic candidate for president is going to join us live. A lot to talk to him about this morning.
And the new turn in the Kobe Bryant crash lawsuit, one of the pilot's relatives fighting back. But first, let's go back to Ginger.
Yes, Michael, we are breaking cold records again this morning. After such a long weekend and this pattern being stuck where we feel this morning like sub-freezing in Bradford, Pennsylvania, New York City still feels sub-40 degrees. And yes, definitely up by the Canadian border. Get ready. You ready for this? The big ridge comes in and get your shorts out like I have, because we're going up into the 80s. Some places will even see the mid-80s in the mid-Atlantic. So a swing to summer coming at you by this weekend. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, though, the Tuesday trivia, sponsored by Consumer Cellular.
We rent this cabin every year.
Yeah, it's perfect for us. Affordable, convenient, just what we need.
Like our wireless service, Consumer Cellular. We get everything we need at a really great price.
Consumer Cellular offers talk, text, and data for as low as $20 a month. And they've received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 8 times in a row.
Switching was easy. We even kept our phones and numbers.
And more of our money.
Make the switch to Consumer Cellular. Call, go online, or find us at Target.
Jackets and even heaters still on today, but by the end of the week and for the weekend, we'll be in short sleeves and probably with the AC on. Today, a little bit of patchy frost. Your temperatures in the mid-40s. We'll hit the mid-50s by noon. Today, 63. That was your high temperature yesterday, but today, less wind. Meanwhile, tomorrow temperatures will be pushing into the upper 60s, mid-70s on Thursday. Right now, we got mostly cloudy skies for Thursday, passing shower or storm, and then finally 80s on through the weekend.
Vice President Biden is coming up as well. We'll be right back.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now there's Skyrizi.
Things are getting clearer.